Welcome back. Joining us now with details on his new book is author and teacher, Jason Bussman. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. I would first like to start off by talking about how your background and how you ended up becoming an author.
I've been writing since I was like in first grade. I've been stealing stories like Rocky Balboa meets the Chronicles of Narnia and just putting those on paper and making people laugh. And I've been trying to do that for a long time. I teach at SUNY Fredonia and St. Bonaventure as an adjunct professor. And I teach the craft of writing and I teach creative writing. And I went back to school to Western Connecticut to get my MFA. And this fumble is what the product is of that entire time there.
Let's talk about some of your previous works and what genres you tend to cover.
So I focus solely on memoir. I like to put real stories into a narrative framework. My favorite critique that I've had so far is my son, who's 7 years old. I read him a story about him, and at the end of it, he told me that actually happened. And I was like, yes, that this moment actually happened. And he thought it was really cool that it was on the paper.
Yes.
Yep.
Let's get into Fumble, a memoir, just a dad trying not to drop the ball, which I think a lot of parents can resonate with.
Yes. So Fumble, as a dad, especially my firstborn is a daughter. She's my daughter. And I was stumbling through raising her, and realizing that I had power over this individual, and I never asked for it. And that little Spider-Man moment comes in your head where it's like, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
And there's a moment, which in the title essay, Fumble, there's a moment where I had to realize and decide, how do I use that power? I have this power. I didn't ask for this power, but how do I use it? Do I build her up, or do I knock her down? And these essays are kind of like a recollection of my various fumbles. There's one about me falling out of a tree and realizing that at 40-something years old, I shouldn't be climbing trees anymore. There's a bunch of silly stories in here that hopefully resonate with, fathers, daughters, mothers, sons, everybody.
Yeah.
We all have that dad who's fumbling around.
But you know what? Our parents inspire us and they influence us and they are helping to create the person that we grow up to be. So it is a huge responsibility having a child. But there's also something to be said about giving yourself the grace of laughing at your fumbles.
Yes.
Because those were growing moments for you too.
100%. Those moments, I become better with each time you kind of drop the ball and realize next time I'll act a different way.
Yeah. And the most beautiful part about that is your daughter probably doesn't even realize you're fumbling. To her, you're still the great and mighty Superman in her life.
I thought my dad had all the answers.
Yeah. Let's talk about where people can get a copy of your book.
So in the local area, I have copies at Merit Badge Bookstore in Hamburg, Dog Ear Bookstore in South Buffalo. I have copies down in Lakewood, New York. I'm from the Chautauqua County area. And you can get it on Amazon, or you can order it directly through me through my website.
Yes, how can people connect with you?
I guess I don't have to say that. JasonKBussman.com and my Instagram or Facebook.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing more about your story. And viewers, if you'd like to find his book or learn more about the different events that he'll be at, you can connect with him on social media or visit JasonKBussman.com. Thanks again for coming in, Jason.
Thank you.
Doing great.